Take a look at what Jesus did for people like you and I. Unbelievable miracles. And when we come back, we'll eat of the flesh of Jesus and drink of his blood.
My name is Ichuku from United Kingdom. I'm here to testify to what the Lord has done in my life. I'm a man that could barely take care of his family. Even though I was working, what I'm getting every month cannot even put food on the table for my children. I struggle to feed. There's no month I will not borrow before salary is paid just to meet up with the family's need. But someone introduced me to the altar of fire. That is the early months of 2022. And since I joined the altar of fire, my life has not been the same again. God started open my doors. Me that could barely feed my family, started feeding my family without. At the point, I was not even knowing when they pay salary. It's people that time they don't pay salary. I say, I don't pay salary. God started opening. God started blessing me financially. I started making money. Businesses started coming from left, right, center. One thing that I've been begging God all my life was for me to live abroad. At a point, I lost hope. I now have a large home. I get a man with 6 children. Travel abroad and you cannot even barely feed your family. So I lost that hope. Like Pastor John will always say, that dry bones are receiving life again.
Dry bones are rising again. Dry bones are rising again.
That God was going to restore 10 years, 15 years in 1 year. These prophecies came to pass in my life. That same year, 2022, my wife was able to travel abroad. She's got admission. I was able to pay her bills from the £1 to I was changing naira to pound and see money in her paper, and she was able to travel abroad. Later, early 2023, me and 5 children located in Johan, United Kingdom. After that, it was the time that we were looking for job sponsorship. While other people were struggling, at a point the hope was lost. The company that I was working promised that we were going to sponsor, but from nowhere they said that see an email that they're not going to do it again. The company have changed their mind. But on the prayer, I think the first day of this passing, on the 8th of January, 50-something minutes into the prayer, Pastor Jajan said, "Early bad news, that bad news, let it be reversed by fire." He said, "Nothing will go wrong. It's you I'm talking to."
If you hear me, what on like a word, every bad news, I announce, let it be reversed. It is your word, nothing will go wrong. I say it again, nothing will go wrong.
I headed to that word, and not long after, we see by that email that the company have not changed their mind that they were going to sponsor. Instead of giving me 3 years sponsorship that they need to give other people, they gave us 5 years visa sponsorship. I was the first person to be given 5 years in the history of that company. Everybody was surprised. Said, how do you do it? And today, me and my family, we are settled. We're no longer afraid of what will be our fate. A Roy has settled us. So I've come back to return the glory to whom it really belongs to. I thank you, Pastor Jerry, for your tirelessness, for your efforts. May the oil on your head never run dry. In fact, whether we talk about ourselves, the oil will never run dry because the oil is divinely given. Nothing will temper to it.
My name is Josephine Ebu. I'm doing this video from Lagos State, Nigeria. I was introduced to this altar of fire through a friend of mine. I'm here to thank God for breaking the yoke of secondary fertility from my life and 8 miscarriages. I had my son in the year 2014. Ever since then, it became a problem for me to have another child. Whenever I'm pregnant, I will see myself in a dream, breastfeeding a strange baby or buying meat, tomato, or any reddish thing in the dream. Few days after having the dream, I will miscarry the baby through bleeding. This kept on happening to me until I was introduced to this altar of fire. When I was introduced to this altar of fire, I followed up with the prayers. Every morning I will pray with Pastor Jerry Easy on this platform. Most times Pastor Jerry will say, "We may believe in God for the fruit of the womb. Receive your babies."
This is a special day for women who want to carry their babies. This is a special day for couples that want to hear the cry of a baby in their house. The God of the fire altar, the God of the fire altar. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? On the sound of your amen, carry your baby.
I will lay hand on my tummy and claim my baby. I continue like that till I was confirmed in July 2023. I was confirmed pregnant. When I was pregnant again, I also saw myself in that same dream. I saw myself buying things in the dream, buying reddish things, tomato, pepper, or red meat. I saw myself breastfeeding strange babies. But when I woke up from that dream, I was not afraid because I was already on this altar of fire. Meanwhile, I was told by doctors to come to the hospital whenever I'm pregnant, to come for them to sew the mark of my womb in order for me not to lose the pregnancy. But when this pregnancy came, I decided not to go to the hospital. And the God of this altar of fire will sew my womb on his own. I did not go to any hospital. This pregnancy kept on going till February 26 when I had my baby. This is my evidence. I'm here to give God the glory for breaking that yoke for me, for making me to become mother of children, not the mother of a child. This is my evidence. Pastor Jerry, God bless you. Daddy, please don't give up. Keep on going. Please don't give up.
My name is Deborah and I'm testifying from Maputo, Mozambique. I joined NSPPD sometime this year thanks to my younger sister Joy. Last week Friday, Friday 12th of April, during the end of the prayer, when we were taking communion. But on the second communion, Pastor Jerry said that as we take this communion, that everything that should not be in us, that it should come out, and that everything that should be in us should come in.
And the Lord said to me, when you come to the second communion, as I prayed last night, as you eat of the flesh of Jesus and drink of his blood, whatever that is not of God in your body is being flushed out. Amen. Now hear what the Lord said again. Whatsoever that needs to be in you, whether it is physically or spiritually, that is not there. As you eat of the flesh of Jesus and drink of his blood, it enters you right now.
And so I took that word for myself, and as he said it, I felt something in my throat. So I've had what is called a tonsil stone in my throat, and I've been advised to have an operation to get it removed and things like that. But when he said that everything that is in your body that should not be there, let it come out, I felt it move. And I thought, oh, okay, I don't want to swallow it, right? But then it didn't come out. I took the water as wine and I went on with my day. In the evening, as I walked out of the shower, I then thought, I should take a picture of this so that when it comes out, I can show the before and after to testify. So I reached out for my phone, and as I held my phone ready to take the picture, I just felt something in my mouth and I coughed and it came out. And I was like, God, it's too soon, I didn't take the picture. But then I was so thankful still because it was so instant. In my mind, I'm thinking, Mr. Eze just said this morning, it's evening and here it is in my hand. So I took a picture of that in my hand and I said, I can't delay anymore in testifying. I have to share this. Because just that day I had heard the testimony of the man who had hiccups, and he heard the prayer in the morning, in the evening he was fine. And I was like, wow, God, this is my testimony. Thank you, because this is just the beginning of greater things. And I want to encourage you, if you have a testimony, don't hold it back. It is encouraging somebody. I was encouraged to stay on the altar because of the many testimonies that I'm hearing. And I am seeing that indeed what God cannot do does not exist. Pastor Eze and your team, God bless you and continue to do the work that you have begun to do.
My aunt is Maya Madulia from Sierra Leone, and she is the woman that God has shown mercy. On the 2nd of May, at exactly 50 minutes, 10 seconds into the prayer, Pastor Jay said, there is someone, the first diagnosis was liver disease, and this was the first diagnosis. The second diagnosis was liver cancer. The doctor said there is nothing they can do about it. That was exactly what the doctor said when my aunt went to the hospital. Pastor Jerry prayed and he said it was in mass.
The first diagnosis they gave you was liver disease. Right now they are telling you it is the cancer of the liver. Cancer of the liver. They say it's palliative care. It's palliative care. There's nothing they can do. It's palliative care. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. Let it be reversed.
We are here to thank the Lord for His healing mercy on my aunt. She went back to the hospital, did the test again, and all the cancer cells were negative.
So I thank God. I want to give God the glory. I want to return the glory to God. What God cannot do
does not exist. We dey pray, He dey show.
December 2022, I got married to this wonderful man. The devil was not happy about it, and it struck January 2023. I was involved in a ghastly accident. The driver died. The person in front of me died. The person behind me died. The person that was behind me died. The person by my side died. My husband was on the other side, waiting for me to come because I was moving from Port Harcourt to you. He called my numbers. They were not going through. He reached the people he could reach because he thought I was kidnapped. He started playing NSPPD. Prayer against obituary and death. Unknown to him, they took out the people that were injured. They took them out and they left me among the dead. Probably I had died because I was not conscious of anything. I was gone. But he was over there, putting his hand on the ground and saying, I will not bury and I will not be buried. I woke up hours later when they had carried the other ones that were injured to the hospital, and I was taken to the hospital. My femur was broken. The 2 bones in my hands were broken. I had a big cut on my face because I sat by the window. The devil is a liar. I thank God for the prayer altar because when I was in the ICU for 3 weeks straight, my husband was playing NSPPD. And for every time, God always had a word for me. We conducted the facial surgery and the leg surgery and the hand surgery. The facial surgery was better, but the femur surgery was complicated because my leg was broken in pieces. The comminuted fracture. The doctor discharged me, though the leg was infected. He said that I am free to go. My husband said no, that he cannot take me home with iron sticking out from my leg and an infection in my leg. He took me to another hospital. There the man said that if this infection had gone further, they would have had to amputate my legs. Anyway, they worked on this surgery, but because of the infection, I had to be on a dose that was costing 25,000 naira per dose, and I took it for a period of 3 weeks. But the wound was not healing. During that period, I was now praying for open wounds. Every open wound seal up.
Every open wound is filling up. It's filling up.
I took the highest dose of antibiotics. It did not work. When Pastor prayed that prayer, my husband came that morning and I told him I heard my word. This wound is sealing up today. That's what God did. From that day, the wound dried up. I was now discharged from the hospital. I was on a wheelchair when I was discharged from that hospital, and I was at home. Then the UK conference prayer came. People were carrying up their wheelchairs. People were standing up and walking. I said, no, I have to stand up and walk. My husband was not at home. I stood up. My husband was not at home, but my brother-in-law was at home. He saw me walking out of the room. He shouted, is this you? Is this you walking? I said, yes, it is me. I'm walking. Despite the antibiotics that was given to me, the high dose of antibiotics, I came into the testimony of people in pregnancies. During the April prayer period, people were testifying of pregnancy that was associated to the August prayers of Papa's birthday. I placed my hand on my stomach and I claimed it. I got pregnant to a bouncing baby boy. This baby has no deficiency, no deformity whatsoever. I did not know I was pregnant. I was still taking the antibiotics. The antibiotics I took was the highest form of antibiotics. I held my baby in my hands and I danced. God did not stop there. Oh. God has beautified my life and the life of my family. My husband told me about a scholarship, NDDC scholarship, there are some reservations I have when it comes to Nigerians funded governmental scholarship. I don't want to apply. He insisted, babe, apply. I applied for the scholarship under the category of artificial intelligence. I studied economics in school and I did a little bit of data analysis, but I was not really deep into data science and artificial intelligence. But they put me on the artificial intelligence category, so I had to prepare. The day of the exams, we joined NSPPD. The papa said, God will order your steps. 3 minutes to the exams, I entered a particular site. I answered the questions. All those things I read, days to the exams, none of them came out. But the one I opened 3 minutes to the exams, that is where they got the questions from. And I scored 40/50. God blessed me with a scholarship I did not expect, fully funded. And then came the UK policies. You cannot go with your dependents if you are studying masters. Papa now spoke. Policies are changing. Policies are changing for you.
The sound of your amen. Rules shall be broken for you. Policies shall be overturned because of you. Receive it.
The UK government now reviewed their policies, and there was a clause: fully funded government students, you can move with your dependents. Tomorrow I'm going home. God is a good God. He's a God that sees us. He's faithful. He gathered the pieces of my life together. You people are celebrating with me. Not because of who I am, but because of the mercies of God upon me. Because of the prayers on the altar. Because of Papa Jerry. Your word strengthened me.